Hello everyone, and thank you for joining. Simpler Trading is thrilled to introduce you to Jonathan McKeever, aka Trendy John. From veteran of the U.S. Air Force to self-made man, Jonathan's journey to becoming a game changer in the day trading world is truly inspiring. Tonight, John, along with Melissa Beagle, will pull back the curtain on the transformative pre-market zone strategy. The PMZ blueprint helps pinpoint high probability trades and define risks, all while affording traders the freedom to unglue from the screen. Trendy, the floor is yours.
All right. Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing? Let's go ahead and get a mic check. Make sure we're good to go. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for taking your time out and hanging out with us tonight. So we got a lot in store for you. Not only are you going to learn about my pre-market zone trendy levels, but you're going to learn how magical they are. You're going to learn about Melissa, who's got 3 times. She's grown her account 100%. Over the last year, and you get to learn about her 85% win rate for a year now. And on top of that, you're going to learn about the new trendy turn signals. So let's go ahead and get started. If you're in the house and you love this stuff, let's go ahead and get some little celebrations going on, a little bit of love if you happen to know who we are. Again, welcome. My name is Jonathan McKeever, aka Trendy John, TR3NDY. Trend, range, 3-to-1 risk to reward, no news, demand, and you. That's what all this stands for. I'm a retired Air Force veteran. I served 21 years, and during that 21 years, the one thing that I learned, the most satisfaction that I get out of anything is seeing people grow, and that's what you're going to learn about tonight. My mission tonight is to make sure that you learn and that your goal is to be disciplined and consistent through this strategy. I have 10 plus years of trading experience. If you're wondering what kind of trades I take, anything in options, naked, credit spreads, put credit spreads, directional, all that good stuff, plus futures trading, okay, and equity trading. My passion for teaching, again, is a repeatable process. That is why I'm here tonight, to show you something that's so consistent that it will also be repeatable for you. So here's what you're going to learn. Again, my trendy methodology, what it looks like, and honestly, how easy it is to use. How Melissa doubled her account 3 times in 1 year. Melissa's 80% win rate. My newest tool, like I just said, the trendy turn signals, and how to identify those charts setting up for big moves at a quick glance. So if you trade stocks, futures, equity, options, all that good stuff, this is for you. The PMZ is going to help you. Now, what happened this week since our last webinar, guys? Since last Wednesday, we bragged about Melissa, and she still kept an 85% win rate, and she took 12 trades just in the last week. Okay. All right. ES levels from the latest webinar worked out. Okay. What does that mean? The ES webinar, I put out levels before our webinar even started last week, and those were good enough to make enough money to enjoy a nice free class. And tonight, folks, I sent out the same levels. Trades taken in the trendy trading room. We'll go over some of those as well. All right, so here's something from one of our traders. I love having one concept that I just burn in over and over, doing just the PMZ and trendy levels. Best trading I've ever done. And that's from Nashville Bill. Nashville Bill, if you're in the house, holler at us. We love you. We appreciate you. And let's go ahead. All right, guys. So confused? Are you overwhelmed with your day trading? So there's a couple things. I'm going to throw a little impromptu in here. I feel like there's a lot of intraday trading going on. There's a lot of hype going on. All right. But this is what I'm going to tell you, folks. This PMZ has been around for almost 7 years. This is not something new. This is something that we've been trading and using for 7 years. We haven't changed the levels at all. We just have defined the process and we've gotten it that much better. And we have someone who will be speaking to you tonight to show you how she's maintained that 85% win rate. So what's it going to do for you? It's going to take all the zero. It's going to, no guesswork. You're going to wake up in the morning and you're going to feel very calm and disciplined and ready to go. All right. So let me ask you this. How did I know that the NQ would rip here? All right, listen, most of us, we've been around for a long time. And when we look at a chart and we open it up, sure, we can look at it and say, hey, I want it to go up or I want it to go down. But I want you to take a note here, okay? This is one of our trendy turn signals. And again, we'll be going over that here shortly. This is another trendy turn signal. We're identifying supply and demand. But check this out on our next slide. This is the PMZ on that same chart that I just showed you. The PMZ is an automated box. It is a buy/sell zone that pops up on your charts before the market opens. There's several things that happen. You get the risk. It tells you exactly how much we're risking before we take the trade. Like this specific trade here, this is the NASDAQ. And we were looking at like 15 points of risk here. And you can see the overall target was hit at 15,030. And your execution would have came in around 14,860. Again, folks, I want you to notice no candle closes underneath the PMZ. This is just from the other day, folks, October the 3rd. Okay. All right. So this is what we see. All right. When we're opening it up. Notice right here, this is a different chart. I want to show you this. This is a different chart. We identify our supply and demand. Again, once again, I got targets, okay? I'm going to show you those, but I want to give you something that you feel comfortable with, that you can get in and not have to sit on your hands. Notice here on this specific chart, this is the PMZ. Once again, folks, small risk. We take the trade to the upside. We hit supply. You get your trendy turn signal that gives you the edge, that identifies that level where you guys can then go short or bring those stops up on the long. All right. But it doesn't stop there, guys. You don't have to marry the trade. The PMZ gives you another opportunity to take this candle for a date. Check this out. It breaks down. Your stops go above the PMZ and you get your reward down into the demand zone. Now, I want you to notice here, again, your risk is super small and you have two turn signals right at the right levels to give you the confidence to get in or out of the trade. All right, so here's another example. And I wanted to show you a little bit more of the PMZ, okay? This is a trade that we took this week. This is Apple. Notice that your risk here, again, very small. This risk was actually 50 cents. We took this on a choppy day, folks. So if you're wondering, like, when does this work? Does the market have to trend? Listen, it doesn't matter what conditions, the PMZ is always there for you. And it really is easy as understanding how to trade something to the upside or downside. Notice here, this is a smaller trade, but we take this trade when conditions were really terrible. All right. And Melissa ended up making 50% on this trade. Now, check this one out. QQQ. We break down here. Boom. This is what it looks like. Your risk in this particular trade was 37 cents, and your reward here was over $5. Now, if you can get with that kind of risk to reward, every time you wake up in the morning, I want to see some celebration in the room, seriously. And if you have used the PMZ, I want to see some celebration. I want you to talk about it because I'm sure there's many people out there asking themselves, well, how does this make it any different? One, it's super fast. All right. It's super fast. It's right there when we need it. But listen, before I go further into this, I need you to understand this. The main problem with trading mentors and really other indicators that are out there, there's a lack of transparency. Most services and most people who are teaching actually don't want to feed you. I want to teach you how to fish on your own. What you're going to get when you get the PMZ and scanner is every morning that you wake up, you can make decisions on your own. And not only are you going to get teaching from me, but you're going to get it from one of our star students who you're going to get to meet in a minute. 85% win rate, folks, over a year. This is absolutely insane. You get false hope. Students not being able to follow a process, not actually taking the trades using paper accounts. That's my favorite. When somebody's trying to teach you how to do something, but they don't even actually trade with real money. Well, we do things a little bit different here. We're the only ones that I am aware of to this day that are using API alerts. That's right. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. I got a lot of background. I spent a lot of money in my studies, and I want to teach you how to do this in a quick fashion. You don't have to go through what I went through. So what is the trendy lifestyle all about? Trendy lifestyle, listen, I live on the water. I live here in Florida. It just so happens that Melissa lives in Florida too, but down south where it's warmer. And I love my life. I love my friends. I love my family. I have 3 beautiful daughters. I have a beautiful wife. And I have 2 fur family friends who just make me entirely happy. What I want to be able to do is show you how to do the things that you love to do in your life, but also be able to trade, all right, without confusion. I need you to understand that this thing is so easy to use, and I'm very, very passionate about it. So we talked about transparency. We talked about those API alerts. The API alerts are on the back end of Thinkorswim. As soon as I take a trade, they are sent to our room within milliseconds, folks. Okay, not 2 minutes later, not 5 minutes later. You're not going, hey, this guy got in at $1.30 and now it's at $1.80. You don't have to worry about that. This is real-time alerts, as we are saying. Notice right here, it tells you if we're trimming. It tells you the price we are at. It tells you when I'm filled. It tells you the strike. And it also tells you if we win or if we lose. It's going to show you a negative or a positive. So I'm a supply and demand trader. And if you don't know anything about supply and demand, I might sound a little biased. I think that it's the best process out there. I spent a lot of money to learn about this. Basically, what we are doing is identifying areas of supply and demand. We're using these zones right here, red and green. The red is supply zones. The green is a demand zone, okay? And this is a chart. This is actually kind of special. I love this chart, actually. We showed you this chart on the last webinar, but we didn't know what was going to happen yet, or did we? I'm going to teach you how to identify supply and demand, folks. And it's really not that difficult. And what we're doing is we're finding where the institutions make those big turns in the market. Check this out. So not only did Melissa go long at a demand zone in XLE, she got out before it hit the supply zone. Watch this. To me, it's magic. This is 1 week later, folks. So when I showed you this last Wednesday, I showed you where that supply zone was. Notice that the prices move into the supply zone and then back through demand. Don't you want to know how to get into a chart, okay, and then move to the upside and get out when most people FOMO? How many people do you think FOMO'd into oil and XLE into a supply zone? I bet it was a lot. We're going to teach you how to avoid that kind of stuff. We can pinpoint the big turns. So if you're struggling with consistency, planning your trades, execution, risk management, allocation, time management, transparency, this is for you. I don't want to go through this slide too fast. Last time I feel like I went through it too fast. Listen to me. If you want to be successful, you have to be consistent and you have to be disciplined. And one thing you're going to learn from Melissa is that she is both of those. I want you to understand that. Planning your trades. See, the PMZ, everything's there for you before we even get started. You literally could roll out of bed a few minutes before the market opens. I'm going to teach you this Saturday how to use this stuff. And once you learn it, we're going to show you how to actually trade it with those API alerts right in front of you so that you can feel confident. Execution. It's all about understanding your risk and where price is going to go as far as that target is concerned. Okay? Once you understand what your risk is and that PMZ tells you, and I teach you and Melissa teaches you how to find those targets, you're going to look at trades totally different. You're going to know exactly what your risk is. You're going to know what your target is. And guess what, folks? That's the secret sauce. That's the secret sauce to being confident. Allocation, we're going to talk about that as well. Time management, folks, these indicators take the time right out of it. And really, once you get better and better, that's what you're doing, is you're getting the convenience to be able to walk into a chart, look at it and say, yep, I know exactly what I want to do right here. Transparency, I talked to you about that. We're super transparent. You're getting alerts straight from our API. All right, so most traders do, but I'm here to help you. Tonight, I'm going to show you how the magic pre-market zones are designed to solve all these problems. So what is the power of knowing your entry and exits? Well, I mean, I know that you guys probably have an answer to that, but I want to be very open with you. When I first started trading, I would just take a trade because somebody told me to take a trade, but I really didn't know where to get out. I didn't know how to manage the trade. I didn't understand my risk, and a lot of this is taken out for you. I showed you one of these just last week, but guys, this is a new one. Okay, this is a SPX premium chart, and I want you to see the value of this. Notice when I zoom in here, we have a PMZ chart, and guess what, folks? This PMZ on the premium chart, it only shows up for SPX when it comes to premium charts. How many of you could get with this? I know a lot of you probably trade SPX. The risk was $1.20 on this particular trade, and the reward was $2,420. That means your stops are down there at $120, and your reward was up here towards $34. That's absolutely insane, and we see these setups every single day. So the power of the PMZ, all right, allows for set and forgets. I'm going to teach you how to program trades in Thinkorswim, or you can use them in whatever platform you're using, how to take those trades without ever even being in front of the market. I'm going to allow for Zen type mindset. Why do I say this? It's super important because once you learn how easy it is to execute these trades, you're going to feel at ease and you're going to live that lifestyle that you really want to live. So it allows for a true trading plan. I can't tell you how many people out there are teaching, but they actually can't tell you before the market opens what to do. We do this every single morning. Every single morning, we tell you what to expect, where to enter, where price is going to turn, and you're going to see all the value of that. This is how we know if a trade can be 20%, 100%, 500%, and so forth. So there is a new way to get an additional confirmation on where and when you want to get in. As I was saying, the trendy turn signals. The yellow arrows confirm long entries and the blue arrows confirm short signals. I'm going to show you a couple examples. Notice in this chart here that at the PMZ, and by the way, this was a trade in the room, not only did we know to go long above the PMZ, we understood what our risk was on this day. Folks, 20 cents. I want to say that we actually rounded that up to 25 cents. We don't want to show off too much, okay? So then we go long here, but check out the trendy turn signals, letting us know, feeling more comfortable to go ahead and execute that trade. Notice up here, we identified our target, and what do you see? A trendy turn signals. I want to point out why we're talking about this, that any trendy turn signal that's not at a level that I teach you on Saturday is not important. It's really not. I'm going to teach you the most important levels on these charts, and then we pay attention at those levels to take the trade. So a lot of you, I know you're huge Simpler fans, and so am I. That's why I'm here. JC is one of my favorites, one of my big mentors, and I love the quant pivots. So a lot of people are probably wondering, well, how do your signals do with quant pivots? All right. Well, here's an example right here. And I was so happy about this. And I said to myself, okay, here we are using a 2-hour. On the L2, we dropped down to it. Boom, I got long. I was super excited. I sent this over to John. I said, check this out, man. Not only are these things amazing on every level I'm using, I went ahead and took a look over here at the quant pivots. Very, very nice. Matter of fact, guys, I'm going to go ahead and show you a live chart right now. I'm going to detach this. I'm going to bring this over just for a second for you. And I want you to see this. These are quant pivots from today. We nailed the bottom. Matter of fact, I bought butterflies and I sold right here. and you could see the quant right here, and you could see the trendy turn signals. Folks, I'm not making this stuff up. You can see it for your own eyes. These came in at levels. You could get long. This came in at a level, get long. And this came in where I got out of my trade, and you could see that we had the trendy turn signal. And as we speak right now on the ES futures, this is our PMZ for tonight, 42.93 by 42.91. Notice how it continues to reject. We're going to teach you why that's happening and how you short that on Saturday. So now I get to show off. Why? Because I said in the beginning, okay, the one thing that really excites me is to see other people's success. Maybe, being honest with you, I've been doing this a long time. I'm very fortunate. I feel very humble for the things that I have in my life. But to see other people succeed and use what I have been teaching for many, many years now is honestly what makes my heart just melt. This is a person, Melissa, who came over to Trendy Trading over a year ago, and I get to watch her grow. And she did it very quick, and she's about to tell you, but I also became very good friends with her. She's amazing. She's disciplined. She repeats the process over and over, and you're going to see that. So, Melissa, if you wouldn't mind, let's go ahead and talk about your story.
Hey, thanks, John. So sweet. Hey, guys, I am so excited to be here with you tonight and just share some of my story. It was just 14 months ago that I was struggling with consistency in my trading. What I was really struggling with was having a process that I could repeat every single day, regardless of the market conditions. Luckily, I found John and the PMZ strategy. For the first 30 days, I committed to trading just the PMZ strategy. And you know what? In that 30 days, I doubled my account. I've done that 3 times and maintained over an 80% win rate this year. The key for me was discipline, and the PMZ strategy provides that discipline for me. And look, here's the truth. My success is great, but honestly, it isn't the most important thing to me. What is most important is that I get to help other traders in the trendy trading room learn the process also. And you can see here, we pulled a chart of how SPY has performed this year. It's up 11%, 11.5%, and my account is up 175%. So I'm telling you guys, if you can put in the work to learn the system, be disciplined, obey your stops, trim when you're supposed to, you can find success trading the PMZ as well.
Yeah, 100%. Thank you, Melissa. Um, I know that we have some fans out there, and I have to brag some more. Listen, folks, I've been trading a long time, and when I get on one of these rolls where I'm trading 70, 80%, it's fun. But to be able to sustain something for so long is absolutely phenomenal. So I think it's really important that you listen to the words that Melissa just said, because you got to put in the hard work to get the results. What Melissa did was she also journaled her trades over and over and over, and she stuck to the PMZ process for over 30 days. And you heard how fast that she grew her account just in the first couple months that she was with us. But I do have to ask Melissa, why does, because consistency and discipline is what it's all about, right? And if anybody knows you, sometimes we joke around. We're like, okay, is Melissa real? Is she a robot? Like, what's going on here? And and the truth of the matter is that you're disciplined and you're consistent. Like, how do you do that? Like, seriously, every morning that you wake up, how is this happening?
Honestly, John, it comes down to the PMZ. Whenever I get up and I sit down at my chart, I know right away, looking at the PMZ, I know exactly what my risk is going to be. I know where my targets are at. I know when I'm trimming and where my stop is at. And so, as long as you can just commit to trading the process and do that time and time again, honestly, consistency and discipline become pretty easy. And I'm not going to lie, it just does. If you do it over and over, it just it just
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah, and I'd love to hear you say that. So I do a lot of impromptu stuff. So thank you for answering that. Let's go ahead and move on. So this is an Amazon trade that Melissa took this week. All right. So last week we showed you an Amazon trade. I'm going to show you that again, but I really want to point out some very important stuff. This is what you're going to get when you join the Trendy Trading Room here at Simpler. I promise you that. This is what you get. You get two amazing teachers. We're going to teach you how to do this on Saturday. But when you wake up in the morning, Melissa's giving 1 to 3 trades a day, guys. This percentage is not based off of somebody that trades 1 or 2 times a week. This is based off of volume. All right. This trade right here, not only did she let everybody know that she wanted to go short this, she told everybody where her stop was. She told you exactly where she wanted to trim. And then she talks about her target. Okay. So what she does in this particular trade is that she does exactly what she says. And that's what we mean by discipline. Okay. You get to see on the API alerts right here what she's entering. You can see the price. And folks, how many services have you seen where they're telling you the quantity, right? Because let's go ahead and talk about what I was talking about before about the transparency. If you're in a room and they're trimming 100 times, they're still in the trade. Come on. You're going to get everything you need in milliseconds. You're going to know exactly when we're trimming. You're going to know exactly what price. 18% she's trimming. She's trimming down here at 54%. And then finally, she's out at 94%, folks. So entering at $1.37 and getting out at a total of $267 per contract. And meanwhile, you knew about it before she actually did it. So we're going over this 30 minutes before the open, folks. So here's her Amazon trade from last week. So yeah, she proves to you that not only can she trade to the downside, but she loves trading to the upside as well. She's non-biased, and that's what you really need as a good mentor. Check out this trade. She goes long above the PMZ. Mind you, folks, everybody knows what she's doing. Trimming, trimming, trimming. She gets to target. She's using her trail stop. You can go ahead and take a look here. You see how much she's spending. Well, she's adding into that trade, and then she's trimming here for 75%, and finally out at 110%. That's awesome. Okay. Now, our next trade that we want to show you, Microsoft. So what is neat about this trade is that she's so confident in the PMZ that she's setting a limit order. And that's another thing you get to see on the alerts. You get this idea of what's going on. Like, is she chasing a trade? No, she put in a limit trade. She puts it down there because she knows that this is going to be support. She understands what her risk is. So even if it doesn't work out, she's comfortable with it and she's taking the trade. Folks, look at this. 62 cents was the overall risk. Then she's finally getting out here at 52% on this Microsoft trade. And guys, if you want to know how long she's in trades, you can look at these timestamps here. She's in trades for 4 hours, up to 3 days, sometimes a week. So she loves taking trades, and she also is very good at it. CVX, why is this one important? Listen up. Not only is this going to show you how good of a manager she is with money, and you guys all know, right? Everybody needs help in that department. I'm very, very convinced that Melissa will help you with that. Check this out. So this is the PMZ. Her idea is to go long. She hits target 1, target 2, and the supply up here is target 3. She doesn't get there, but she does trim for 13% and 22%. You can see that over here. And then she gets stopped out because she didn't hit her final target. But look at the stop, folks, 3.49%. All right. And this is one of those things we see. So Melissa, again, hats off to you. She's going to be around towards the end so that you guys can do your Q&A, and we'll answer a bunch of your questions. Don't worry, we have time for you. And we'll pull up some live charts too, so please stay tuned. This is a quick trade I just want to show you. So why are future traders raving about the PMZ? And honestly, they are. because you know what, guys, everybody makes this too difficult. It doesn't have to be that difficult. This is a PMZ. I've shown you on the ES. I've shown you on the NASDAQ. This is the oil futures, a quick 350 bucks on a trade outside of the PMZ. And boom, I knew my risk. I knew where I needed to get out. And that was it. So how do you find these setups? Remember when I told you that it's very quick? Well, you have a PMZ scanner. It is the watch list column. So anything that you put in that watch list, it is letting you know when the PMZ is setting up. And it really is as easy as this. Notice that SPY is sitting in the PMZ. It lets us know that. We go over to SPY. Boom. What is our risk on this trade, folks? Again, I can't make this stuff up. 14 cents. We probably, up the risk about 25 right there, but I want you to see the results. No stop, market opens. We know we want to be looking to go short. We're underneath this cloud and all the way down she goes. Overall, your results on this, 14 cents of risk, folks, for about $4 to $5. Listen, I'm not cherry picking. These things are amazing and they're easy to use. So what are some big takeaways? The PMZ is simple. It's a mechanical way to trade bigger moves. We know that. It's always there for you. There's a watch list column scanner that's looking for your setups for you. Literally roll out of bed, take a look, know what you want to trade, take the trade. Trinity turns nail when to enter and increase your edge. Folks, these are working on all the charts that I'm using. I'm going to show you how to do all this stuff on Saturday, but it's also working on other things such as the quant pivots that I showed you. Now, the system makes trading predictable in advance, and I really mean that. Just like tonight, I sent something out on X, and just like I did last time, I said, hey guys, this is your targets to the upside, downside. We trade it up, we trade it down. We go into those targets, and boom, that's what we're looking for, okay? All right, so it wouldn't be fair if I didn't tell you I had other tools on my tool belt. And that consists of trendy edges that find supply and demand, okay? Do you need these to trade the PMZ? No. Do they help you? Of course they do, especially when you're looking for the bigger moves. My trendy edges find those for you. So it takes out a lot of time. Not only do I have that, but I have the EMA cloud. You can see here, it's pretty robust. It has buy and sell signals in it, and it lets you know when momentum changes in the market. So I want to show you a quick demonstration of the trendy edges. So they come in 4 different colors. They identify supply and demand on all sorts of time frames, and that's how they're color coded. Okay, it's really straightforward. We look for price to break down and come down into demand. Then I teach you about the risk, teach you how to take those OCO trades, or if you just want to trade it straight up. And then we're telling you to pull your stops up here. If price is moving to a supply zone, we're simply telling you to look for the short side, and then we're trying to short that down into the demand zone. Very straightforward. The next thing that I want to show you are the trendy bands. You just saw that on the chart itself. Again, what makes this special? Momentum change. You're going to see a red to white to green, basically letting you know what the momentum is on shift and crossovers of EMAs, but also included is buy and sell signals. The PMZ, that's what this is about tonight. This is, again, very straightforward. Check out this demonstration so that you understand. Boom, we go up, buys go in, stops go in, and then we're trimming at the targets that we are identifying on the chart, okay? So now that you guys are ready to come over and test drive this bad boy, what does that look like? So first of all, you guys know I talk about this. I'm passionate about it. If you didn't know, I owned Trendy Trading for many, many years. It was a very successful room, and I absolutely love people. But I have to tell you, this is an absolute steal. For this, you're looking at $797, guys, for a PMZ system strategy class this Saturday, 10 o'clock Central. I will see you there. You get the PMZ indicator, the watch list, column scanner, and then you're getting the new trendy turn signals. You're getting a membership for a month, and then on top of that, you're saving $1,900. $1,900, folks. Okay, I'm gonna tell you, this is a lot because you're getting us every single morning. You get to see us teach you. You get to see the API alerts. You're gonna feel comfortable. This is everything that I wish somebody had reached out and touched me so I didn't have to go through all those furus that I went through for many, many years. Now, the elite package, this is where it's at. If you really want the entire package, put the quarterly on top of that. You get everything, including the line in the sand. You're getting the Trendy Edge and the scanners. You're getting a quarterly. You're also getting the Trendy Turns, the indicator on the PMZ, the scanner, and the strategy class for $2,597. And folks, because I'm like this, I had to do the math. This is costing you, and I break it down to 252 days of trading, and that doesn't include the futures at night, folks. Okay, so we trade futures at night too. So this is costing you about $10 a day, and that's me rounding up. This is an insane deal. So please, please take advantage of this. The next thing is, if you're a member already, guys, you're going to save money there too. You're going to save about $100 on the Pro. As far as the Elite goes, you're going to save $150. Okay. Over here, the PMZ strategy class. Again, it's this Saturday, 10 o'clock Central. I'm going to be spending as much time as I can with you so that you really soak this in. And I promise you, I know how to teach. Melissa knows how to teach. You're going to love it. You're going to learn it. And then you're going to put it to work and you're going to make some money. So we're deep diving. 10 o'clock Saturday morning. I'm going to teach you how to use the PMZ. We're going to teach you about the turn signals. And I'm sure you guys are going to ask me more questions. And I'm going to answer those too. So don't worry. That's what I do. I talk. I love to teach. Let's focus on answering a lot of those questions during Saturday's strategy class. So again, the Trendy Indicator Bundle, guys, $45.88. That's what it typically is going for. All right. And with all of the indicators in one place, it does light up your screen. You can get an idea of that. I'm going to bring you to a live chart here in a second, folks, so you can see it. And then over here, you get the Trendy Edges, the Trendy PMZ, the Trendy Line in the Sand, the Trendy Bands, and the new Trendy Turn Signals. Again, folks, for a very, very inexpensive price. So what do you get besides that? Because honestly, this is the part where I'm super passionate about. You get Melissa and I Monday through Friday. And then, on top of that, Sunday, I'm doing broad market analysis. And I know if you're a huge fan and you're following me on YouTube, you know how much content that I put out. I never stop teaching, and you're never going to stop learning. So we're there all day. It's an all-day trading room, 8 to 10:30, but we got the amazing members in the house. I would have to say that we have probably the best, smartest, greatest traders that I have seen in my 10 years of doing this. Okay. And I really, really mean that. And they're super, super helpful. So thank you for anybody that might be out there that's part of the team. Thank you so much. All right, guys. So if you need more information, you can call 512-266-8659. Or you can email support@simplertrading.com. Guys, if you want interest-free payments, I never knew about this back in the day. This is a great plan. It's 0% interest for 6 months with PayPal. So you can check that out as well. So I look forward to trading with you. If you want to take a quick picture of this, this will take you over to the website and get you all booked up. Now I want to read some comments, and don't leave because I definitely want to answer these questions that you guys are bringing in. I just want to give you my attention. So please let me get through this. John, your calm voice, a reminder to focus on trading and not on the news. Guys, remember that N stands for no news and trendy, has been in my mind all weekend. Thanks for building this room and for being a voice of reason. I cannot say enough good things about trendy trading. Most services I've seen or been part of have lacked accountability and results. John has created an incredible community of supportive traders. As a leader, John is kind, transparent, always present. So these are great kudos that people are saying, and I feel really passionate about it, and I feel very confident that you will be saying the same thing. So that pretty much sums up everything, folks. Everything's right here that you need to know. Let's go ahead and answer some questions. Mel, if you want to go ahead and jump on the stage, let's go ahead and start with what we got here, okay? And we'll try to go through these as fast as I can. So Henry, can we just use the PMZ or do we need the arrows and bands to trade it? All right, so here's the quick answer. Melissa, for 2 weeks now, just to prove a point to the entire room, has literally only put the PMZ on her chart, teaches you how to find the targets, and has maintained an 80+% win rate. So there's your answer right there, Henry. Thank you for that question. Gurmeet, nice to see you. I had the Trendy system for a few months ago, and I had the PMZ in it. Do we have something new, or now is there an update for the edition? Listen, folks, we don't do updates. We've had the same indicators for almost a decade. They're amazing. We don't have to update these, but we do have the new trend turn signals, Gurmeet. So if you're interested in those, you can contact support. Does this work for futures? Namra, so 1,000%. I think it's the most popular when it comes to the PMZ. So I trade futures. Melissa doesn't trade futures. So I'll be showing you futures every single morning. We typically trade the ES and the NASDAQ. I shouldn't say typically, Melissa. Every single morning, you're going to get a trade plan for the ES and NASDAQ. Let's see. Will you explain the class how to set up option premium trades? 100%. That is on the agenda. David Bats, is there any live screen sharing and taking trades with John or one of the mentor traders? So if you're talking about me, John, as in me, yes, we're live trading, Melissa and I, so we share both of our screens. Leah G, will you be covering the SPX premium chart? Yes, I sure will. AIG, what is the basis for the zones pivot points? So the basis of it is, to give you a little bit of background, I was told my entire trading career for many, many years that the pre-market didn't matter because of volume. I'm going to teach you where the institutions are buying, where you don't have to look for that volume, and you'll start to realize that we're buying in and that the people who are watching volume are rushing in as we are selling to them. So a big head turner for anybody that doesn't understand that. Let's see, Raul. Melissa, this is for you. Melissa, how you lost quite a bit of your account value from middle of January to first week of March. So that's what Raul had asked you.
Oh, so on my P&L chart that you see, the 3 times that I doubled my account, I would bring my account size back to a smaller amount. And so those dips that you see is when I actually doubled the account and then reset it back to the smaller amount.
Yep. So awesome, Melissa. Thank you. How does she find trades daily? Is there a scan?
So yes, so it's not typical scan, so to speak, but what I like to do is I have about 25 names that I have on my watch list, and I know how they trade. They're very liquid. Your big names, your typical names. I have them on a watch list, and then our PMZ watch list column populates the ones that are in the PMZ. So it's really just a matter of looking at that column, seeing which ones are in the PMZ, and then looking at the chart and taking the trade.
Yep, exactly. Thank you, Melissa. How often do you trade futures? Almost every single morning, Chad. Any future traders that are with me in the room right now, you could give Chad an idea. Yeah, it's every single day. I just had something pop up, but unfortunately I couldn't see it. Somebody asked, is there a minimum? And I think I read maybe what I thought I read. Is there a minimum amount that you need to get started? Folks, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't want to call this a small accounts like challenge or anything like that. But in our room, folks, you can have anywhere, I would say as low as $500 all the way up to millions of dollars. I've seen it all. Yeah. All right. So next one here. From George Martinez, the premium ES charts, do they require a separate purchase? No, they do not. Nope, they sure don't. And I think you're talking, George, you're talking about SPX. They do not, no. What is Melissa's percentage of day trades to swing trades for the 80% for the year? That's a great question, Henry. So we'll ask Melissa.
Yeah, I average usually about 65 to 70% day trades, but I love swing trades, and I typically have some swing trades on most always.
Yeah, and she's done really really well with her swing trades this year too. So yeah, she likes them both. She's just super patient and super disciplined. Patrick, let's see. Can you use this with full time job? Can't sit in front of the screen all morning. 100%, Patrick. So the cool thing is, depending on when you guys work, all right. The thing is that we're seeing these levels before the market opens, and I believe that what from all the services that I've used in the past, I feel like that's what sets us apart is you have real levels. You don't have me just like guessing and being like, hey, I think we should buy SPY down at 420.18 because of yada yada. These are concrete. They don't move. They're not lagging. There's zones that are already there. So yes, 100% you can use this with a full-time job. Can we only use options? So again, if you only want to use options, you can. So we use options, we use equity, we use futures. You got it all. So, I mean, up to you. If you only want, I think I'm not sure if I'm reading the question right, but I think you're saying, could we just trade options if we wanted to? And yes. All right, Kim Walsh, what do you mean when you say the new trendy turn signals? Are they different from the signals that were part of the June class? Yes, they are, Ken. So the buy and sell signals inside of the actual um, inside of the bands, totally different. These are identifying different structures in candles that are creating supply and demand zones, and then the other ones are completely different and something that I've been using for almost a year now. So yeah, you can be rest assured they are not the same. Let's see, Craig, how is it different from quick hits? Totally different. We would never like give you something that is a spinoff. So how are they different than quick hits? One, I mean, if you want my honest opinion, it's been around for like I said, about 7 or 8 years. Two, it's very mechanical. If you know how to look at two different levels, look at some banners, whether the trend is green or red, and you're okay with the risk, you take the trade. You don't have to look at a lot of moving parts, Greg. Great question. Matt, let's see. Sometimes looks like price goes above then below the PMZ. So how do you know if you should take it long or short to avoid being chopped? Great question, Matt. We're going to cover that on Saturday. But to give you a quick answer, I'm going to go over the plan, and so is Melissa before the market opens. You're going to catch on really fast to see what we're looking for. Okay, Matt? All right, Alad, Katsir, what is the difference between the edge and the turn? So the edges are identifying supply and demand, okay? The turns are completely different, okay? Completely different. It's just that they are giving us the comfort to get long or short into those levels, okay? So the way I like to explain it, one is an aggressive approach. I'm going to teach you that. I'm more of the aggressive trader, and then Melissa is the more disciplined trader, and more patient when it comes to those PMZ trades. And you'll learn both. All right, Sharon, what times are your daily sessions? So we start 30 minutes before the market opens. The daily sessions that if you look at the schedule, it says 2 hours until the European close. But very honest with you, we are there. One of us is there almost all day. So yeah. So that's what I'm saying. With this membership, you're getting a very active room, Sharon. Peter, are we buying, selling, or on a break or a candle close over the PMZ? Peter, I'm going to teach you that. Like I said, we got two approaches, man. It's that easy. All right. You're taking the trade either aggressive or you're taking it conservative. Okay. Let's see. What is the line in the sand? The line in the sand is very, very special. I'm glad somebody asked. Thank you. So the line in the sand is something that I developed for the futures. It is a level that is identified in the maintenance period of futures. So if you're a futures trader, then you would understand there's a maintenance period. And what we do is we create a period during a certain time of the market, and that magic level is created. And it's just like what it says, a line in the sand. It is not the cash close. And we'll also teach you how to trade that. Thank you for that question, because not many people ask me that question. All right. So, Chris, what will be our results if we want to trade multiple tickers? I want to do puts and calls just on SPY. Melissa, I'm going to let you answer that because, I mean, honestly, I'm very biased. You could trade this system with just one or two names, but Melissa likes to pick a couple every day.
Yeah, so if you're only interested in trading SPY, you can 100% nail several trades a day typically. So it's very simple. Above the PMZ, you're buying calls, and below it, you're buying puts, but you can get in, trim, hit targets, turn around, do it in the other direction, down to targets, and back and forth all day.
Dave Hunter asked, do you trade all day 9:30 to 4? What do you think, Melissa?
100%. I mean, either John or I are in the room the entire day. And I really believe that our room is something special because John and I both have an extreme passion for teaching, and nothing makes me happier than when members in the room are finding success. And whatever I can do to help, I am there for you. And John is the exact same way. So, without a doubt, best room, in my opinion.
Yeah, and so I want to clarify though, that doesn't mean Melissa's over trading though whatsoever. But she is always on the prowl. not only do, Not only is she trading awesome, but at the end of the day, she's been doing this thing where she just teaches people how to chart. And I mean, you've been doing that very consistently, like every day after the close. Which, I mean, her dedication, guys, it's unparalleled. Like seriously, we're here for you. Next question, Brian. I missed it. What are trendy turns? I have your membership. Maybe I don't know what they are yet. So the trendy turn signals, they are based on, we're looking at all kinds of different stuff. But the idea of them is that it's giving you that comfort. Like I said, you can be aggressive or you can be disciplined, as in not that aggressive is not disciplined, but you're just a little bit more patient, if you will. I mean, for example, let me pull over a live chart for you real quick. Once again, I'm going to pull this thing off of here. This is the ES futures. All right. And let me show you what this looks like. All right, so right here, we got the trendy turn. And what I do is, so I didn't give you guys targets tonight. I only gave you targets on the NASDAQ. So if you follow me out there on X, which used to be Twitter, you would have those and ready to go for tonight. You would have honestly already made some money. But tonight, notice that we had the turn signal. So the turn signal itself was a great bottom buy. And now we're just setting up for a potential move out of the PMZ. Okay, so and you can see on this particular trade on the PMZ, your risk is actually only 1 point. I'd probably bump that up to about 1.5 points because it's still night trading. All right, and I hope I'm answering your questions well, folks. Let's see, if you only traded options on SPY, would there be trades available every day on average? Yes, for sure. Can you show the difference between PMZ and trendy edges? So yeah, so the trendy edges, let me pull that chart up one more time for you. All right, so this is your PMZ here on ES futures. And actually, so I did have a target down here. I apologize, I was looking at something different here. There's our target that we had earlier. Nice move out of there, again, in the PMZ. And then we have targets to the upside right there. But this is right here. This is your PMZ night. So we have a PMZ for night futures, and then we have the PMZ for day futures. And I actually traded this trade right here today, but I used the SPX, very straightforward, very straightforward. The edges are lines on the chart. Yeah. So if we come over here, let me open that. I'm going to show a study. and I'll take you to a higher time frame. Actually, let's take you to the day. All right, and this is your cloud. These are your trendy edges. And then we could take you to a higher time frame, just like this. So our blue is for our leap traders. Our pink is for our swing traders. Our yellow is for our 1 to 3 day traders. And our orange ones are for people that want to get paid today and the PMZ. So the price is $7.95 every month to trade along with you. Heck no, $7.95 includes everything and that monthly membership. So Rob, I hope that someone answered you before me, because I felt like that's an important one there. $7.97 to get all this stuff, and then you have this monthly that renews every month. I think it's Mikey or Miki. The old PMZ zones do stay on the charts. That's how we do back testing. All right. So I think that's what we got, folks. I answered all the questions that I've seen. And don't forget, I'm going to answer your questions on Saturday. Melissa's going to answer your questions. We're going to have an amazing day. And we plan to have an amazing day tomorrow. So I hope I see you in the room. So farewell to everybody. And thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with me for about an hour tonight. Melissa, I know you feel the same way.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful day.